Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. And on this episode, we are going to be continuing where we left off with Zorn's, our monk, guys. He is such a joy to play. I actually love playing this guy. He brings back memories of playing my Shadow Knight, except he can't tank quite as well, but he can pull even better. So in that regard, it's really, really fun to play him. Now, I'm going to try to get through this whole episode, and what I mean by that, guys, is, I went to the dentist today, and just like every dentist visit, it's always great, guys. It's always great to go to the dentist, right? No, not always, but, sometimes it is. Today wasn't one of those days, so, yeah, I'm in a little bit of pain right there, a little bit of pain, but I still want to record some today because, I love this game, and I love playing, I love sharing it with you guys, and I don't know, I'm kind of feeling that bug again. It kind of comes and goes, different types. It actually seems like if I don't play EverQuest for long enough during the week, I get that feeling like, I'm going to go ahead and try to make some time to play. So I got a little bit of time this afternoon, because I kind of cleared my schedule for the dentist. And, I want to come on here and play, guys. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be playing Zorn's. He's level 19. And what I wanted to kind of show you guys is if you go into your little skill thing right here, you can see what your max is at the moment. Mine is 100. And people keep saying that once you get to 100 on your mend, it doesn't fail nearly as much. Well, it must be something like when you're leveling with a caster, you go through some of those levels where you fizzle a whole lot more than you normally did before, and then after that it kind of calms down and doesn't do it anymore. Because I would say the last like 35, 40 times I've used my mend button, it's failed, and like it hasn't done that since I've been like level 7. So I guess they're just doing that one last jab to you to let you remember before you get to those 100 stages, or on your skill, I should say, that it's not going to fail anymore. Or at least maybe it shouldn't, because it didn't take any life away from me. I guess that's the good thing. It just didn't give me any life, and then it took forever to come back. I don't know what the repop on that is. I should know it as a monk, but it's long. It's a lot longer than I would like it to be, for sure. But yeah, it's when you're soloing by yourself, you notice it a lot more. And we really haven't soloed too much. I mean, I take that back. We kind of have done a little bit here and there. This is my guy that I kind of load onto when the rest of the gang isn't on, and I can come over here and I can solo well with them. I can kill things that are blue to me and still not have to sit there for too long. I could probably do the same thing with my Necro, and I know I could do it with my Shadow Knight if I really put my mind to it, but my Shadow Knight, I want him to be group. I want him to, be the tank of a group. I want him to be the puller of a group, and I want to learn that with him. I don't want to level too quickly with my Shadow Knight without kind of relearning how to be part of the group with that class. The Monk, on the other hand, I don't really have any qualms about leveling this guy because he's going to be my go-to. When we do the giveaways, I'm going to have this guy go off and camp names and get some loot for you guys. I'm going to have this guy go on there when nobody else is on, and I'll be able to, kill stuff and still be able to play. And this guy also will be able to get into the groups as well. But to be honest, monks are so easy to play from this point in the game. I mean, maybe later on. I've never had a high-level monk, but I know pooling can get very, very difficult, so I'm sure at some point I'm going to be regretting those words. But right now, at this point, they're so easy. With Feigned Death, it never fails anymore. Never. I'm already up to 100 on it because I just sat there one afternoon just, standing up, feigning over and over and over again. I probably look like this weird guy over there. I've seen other monks do it, and to tell you the truth, it kind of drives me nuts when they do it, because I'll just do it right here and you guys will be able to hear it. Just let me go ahead and stop talking if I can do it. You can hear the little growl. I don't know what to call that other than a growl, because it kind of sounds like he's hungry. But he like passes out from starvation apparently, and when he does, he makes that little noise. Now imagine that like 100 times every 2 or 3 minutes. Like it gets on your nerves. It kind of grates you a little bit. And as a cleric who's just kind of sitting there, you just keep hearing that over and over and over again. You're like, oh, come on, please stop it. But I kind of did the exact same thing, and I kind of got on the other side of that and realized exactly what was going on. I always thought they were just trolling me, but they're actually working on their skills. So I'm going to give them a little bit. I never really said anything before, but I give them more of a break now that I know. And that's one of the things I've kind of talked about before is just, playing the other classes so you can see what the other guys are doing so that you'll know when you're in a group. You'll be able to anticipate. You'll be like, I played a wizard before. I know he gets stomped on. It's really nice to have symbols, even if he doesn't technically need it 90% of the time. I'll go ahead and put it on him because I know what that's like. It's the same thing with my cleric when I give people reses all the time for no plat down, because when you play a tank and you have to run, like 15 zones away, and that's the closest you can possibly get a bind anyways, and then it really, really sucks to have to pay for it to boot just to get back to the group so you guys can start killing again. So I always try to, be a little nicer to those type of people because I know they need it. And it's just because I played that class. So it's kind of nice to play some of these classes that I missed out the first time. Druids is still one of those classes that, I've seen my brother play quite a bit, but I've never actually sat down to play it. So it's still a little bit of a mystery to me. Still, I know what the spells are, and, I can kind of anticipate what they need because, I would sit there and watch. But I don't think I truly understand that class until I actually sit down to level them up. And, by the time you get to about level 35, you will know for sure. I mean, you'll probably know way sooner than that, but you will know for sure once you get to level 35 if it's the class for you. If you're still playing after 35, you're probably going to play it all the way up to max level. Not a guarantee, but most likely, because once you get to 35, it slows down dramatically, and it really makes you work for it. And if you're not having fun playing that class, you're not going to want to work for it. You're going to be like, I'm tired of being in the same spot. And I never really got that way with my cleric. My cleric was just a joy to play. And yeah, some of the levels are slower than other. Wow, look at all these corpses over here. Somebody was doing one, I think. But yeah, some of the levels are slower than others. But as long as you're enjoying the class, you still got that going for you. You're still enjoying playing the game. And if you can find a good group of friends to play with, so much the better. Now, today, we're going to be going over to the Oasis. I was over in High Pass trying to get a group going on over there, but I think the word is out, guys, or maybe the word's been out for a while, but those idols are camped literally 24 hours a day. Even like off hours, there's at least one high-level guy sitting over there camping those things, and it's incredibly hard to get a group going. Even if the high level is only camping the named, most groups are just like, why would I be here? I don't even have a chance at the named. Yeah, we can kill orcs for experience, but well, I'll just go someplace else. So getting a group together over there when the high levels are kind of, camping it is not the easiest thing. And I tried for a little bit today, and I just couldn't get it going. Nobody wanted to do it. And there's very few people in that zone anyways at the moment. So I figured I'd come over to Oasis. Oasis is infinitely more popular in the sense that there's a lot more people here most of the time just because of its location. Like, it's in between a lot of zones that people go to. High Pass, unless you're going to the Karanas, and nobody goes to the Karanas, guys, not on purpose. It's too big. It's huge. It's like you're going to take a half an hour to get through one of those zones. So people kind of avoid that area unless they're familiar with it and they like it. And, I was kind of one of those people who actually did like that area. I liked the Avok Tower and all the stuff that's over there, but nowadays there's not a whole lot of groupage going on there. So if you go to the Oasis, you're close to the East Commons, so you can sell and buy and things of that sort. You're close to Freeport. You're close to the Dark Elf City. You're also close to like 3 different teleport points. You got Lava Storm, you got the Commons, and then you got, was it North Row or something like that? And so you got a lot of people kind of coming and going just all around you. And then, of course, the Oasis is a good level for low-level people. It's also a good level for, all the way up into like mid-20s. And then nothing there for about 25 to about 35. But once you get up into like the 35s, then you can come back and you can kill specters. You can kill like the water goblins if you really, really wanted to. I don't know why you would want to. They're not the greatest experience, and they're not the easiest to get out of the water either. But you can do it, and you're going to get a little bit of experience out of it. You probably get a little bit of loot out of it as well. Another good thing about it is it has a vendor right in the zone, a gypsy camp that sells both to evil people and good races. I don't know if they sell to lizards, though. That's something I'm going to have to find out for sure here in a little bit. But yeah, there's just so much going for that zone that it kind of makes it a hotbed of activity. even though it's not a dungeon. It's not an inside dungeon, which means it's not getting that bonus experience that it could possibly be getting otherwise. So, you know, there's definitely places you can go, like Lower Guck, or not Lower Guck, I should say Upper Guck. If you're going to Lower Guck at this level, there's something wrong. Or you just know somebody who's going to kill a mob for you, and you're going to get the loot off of it or something like that for one of those Evil Eye bags that are on lore. But, yeah, it's a good zone. It's an outside zone, so you got people kiting, you got people soloing, you got people grouping. And even though the alligators all say that they're ready to attack, they're not actually ready to attack. Now, I don't remember if that was classic. I don't think it was. It might have been, but I do remember getting killed on the beach a fair bit back in the day, and it could just be the fact that Lockjaw used to spawn so much more. Maybe because there is a certain trigger in the zone, and the zone used to be camped a whole lot more than it is now. Even though there's always, like, you know, about 80 people there in the zone, there used to be a lot more. And so, like, everything that spawned would get killed immediately or pretty quickly thereafter. But Lockjaw still spawned a whole lot more on the beach, so maybe there's like a spider or a scorpion or a snake or something that is part of, like, the trigger rotation in that area for Lockjaw to spawn, and people just aren't killing that guy enough to make him spawn as much as he was before, or they just didn't go back and add in the right ratio for him to pop up. I think I've only heard of him spawning like twice from 2 different people, and they've only seen him spawn once apiece, so that's not even close to the way it used to be. It used to be that he would spawn and he would just own, you know, several groups on the beach and, you know, kind of troll people a little bit until people got together and went over there to kill him. That was like a classic experience. A lot of people, when they play this game, they ask questions like, why is there always a high-level, you know, mob in the zone when it's a low-level zone? Well, it's because the programmers realized from the D&D heritage that they kind of came from is we like to troll people, guys. That's the way it is. There's always a bigger fish in the sea, and in this zone, you'll definitely see quite a bit of that going on with the giants. You'll see Kazzle walking around. Kazzle is like a high-level giant on top of, like, the giants that are walking around, taking almost a full group to kill that guy at much higher levels. So even like high levels running through the zone will leave that giant alone unless they need him for something. And I think he's for like a quest or an epic or something like that. So most people will just leave him there. Now, I'm going to see if I can find a group, but there's no guarantee. So let me do an OC level 19 monk LFG police intel. Now, for those of you who don't know the initials, LFG is just looking for group. Police intel is PST. That way you don't have to type out the whole thing. Now, you're more than welcome to type out the whole thing. And if you make a hot button, come to Orc Highway. Nice. All right. That did not take very long at all. Oh, yeah. Orc Highway, here I come, guys. Now, Orc Highway is actually really good experience. Just be prepared. As a monk, you're going to be doing the pooling, guys. Don't ever get into a group and don't want to do the pooling. It used to boggle my mind when a monk would get in and be like, okay, I'm just going to sit in the back. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Anything higher mob-wise than Orc in Highway? There we go. J-Pork. Chop. Pork chop. I wonder what the J's for. I don't know, but I'm here. I'm here, guys. Where's the, I don't see the person who told me to come. Where are they at? Are they running around looking for stuff, maybe? Come to Orc Highway. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. I came to the beach. So, yeah, we need to go to the right place. Orc Highway, guys. Now, there's the gypsy camp right there. I'm going to check it out as I run by. See if they are ready to attack. Dubious. I don't like dubious. Actually, that's a sand scarab. Indifferent. Okay, so we can sell, we can buy here. That is a good thing. Because as it stood right now, I have nobody on this continent to sell or buy from. I can't go to the Dark Elf City, although there is a quest that you can do in the library to turn in wine over and over and over again. And I was told about 2 backpacks is enough for your faction to go up over there. The hard part of that is getting to the library without dying. And so somebody with an invis who's willing to join your group and kind of, you know, walk you through that zone is definitely an asset in that situation. Joham, Is that you? Or are they further out? They might be further out. Nope, they're way over here. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. Am I in the right group? Yeah, nice. Here we go. Okay, so should I pull? Or is somebody else? I want to pull, but I want to make sure I'm not stepping on anybody else's toes. Yeah, there we go. Feel free to pull. I'm going to do it. Get a little closer. There we go. Ranged attack. And I'm going to use my macro, which is incoming. For those of you who want to know how to make that key, it's just, type in whatever message you want, space, %sign, and then T. And that will, whatever you're targeting, type in that name. So if you type in, incoming, a giant bag of, and then %T, it will say incoming a giant bag, and then the name of the mob that you're pulling. It's kind of nice to have that. It definitely lets the group know that something is on the way, and more than that, it lets them know what's on the way. Sometimes knowing that it's a caster will change people's plans on what they will cast on you and what they will cast on the mob. Full mana and a bit of clarity left here. Okay, so we need to step this up, guys. We need to go full out and pull as much as we can. But yeah, you also want an extra button, and I don't have it on my hotbar right now because I'm using the old UI. I'm using the default UI, which doesn't allow me to have more than one hotbar, which is kind of not fantastic. Like, you really want that extra hotbar. But there we go. Let's pull this back. Yeah, if you have another hotbar, you can definitely have more hot buttons set up. Zones buffing you. Okay. Yeah, I think one of the things that you definitely want to have is another hot button that says something like +1. That way they know that you got more than you were planning on getting. It won't tell them what kind, because again, it will only do that if you're targeting the mob and you have %T in there, but you can at least let them know that, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14 more are on the way. Might want to, gate out or feign death, or just start blaming me ahead of time for the crappy pull that I am still bringing back to the group, knowing that there's 14 following me, because that's not what you're supposed to do. That's what feign death is for, guys. But, I've seen people do it. I've seen people do it, and it just, it's crazy. You're like, okay, we're in it for fun, right? We're going to do it. Zorns. What's up, man? Am I not pulling? I mean, what's up? I don't know what he wants. I'm just pulling anything and everything that comes my way. Alright, I'm going to go with the warrior, or, the warrior, but definitely pull the here. Okay. Let's pull it back a little bit then, guys. I guess he didn't want it up there where we could get ads. Definitely doing a pretty good job. Now, I've never pulled to the Orc Highway, and you got to keep in mind as well, when you're pulling to a group, sometimes they got their own little, traditions that they've been doing for the last few hours, and it seems to be working very, very well for them. Doesn't necessarily mean that's the best way to do it. You'll get into some groups, and they want you to pull the one corner. You'll get into another group, and they want you to pull the center, and so on and so forth. So, as the puller, you'll have to make that judgment call for yourself. You'll sometimes have to go against the group's wishes and do what you think is best, for the way you're used to pulling and the way you think things are going to work out. But sometimes you have to relent and just be like, okay, if that's what the group wants, then I'll do that. But you do have to, stand your ground. You don't want to do something is going to be nasty. I've had people that think they know how to play a Shadow Knight, even though they've never played one before, and would say, go pull the entire room, and I'm like, no, that's not a good thing. I can pull that entire room, and I can get back to the room, but then I'm going to be dead. And they'd be like, no, you can do it. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do it. Really expected those to be higher level, yeah. Yeah, some of these are green, but, there's not much I can do about it. Pull them, and higher level ones will spawn in their place. What about frog thingies and upper Guck? I'm up for upper Guck. That would be interesting. Invite me for C2. Oh, yeah, I definitely need C2. We got a priest. No, he's gonna dispel me. This guy's a butthead. Upper Guck sounds good to me. Just let him know what my little take on that one is. But yeah, so I would go ahead and do a pull for him just because I'm like, I know it's gonna happen. But yeah, let's see it happen in action. And there's a cleric here, so we'll try it out. And yeah, I would pull to the room and immediately get owned because guess what, guys? There's like 3 wizards in that room, and wizards hurt. You know, 1 spell apiece, each spell taking off like a bubble of your life, unless you resist it. And, you know, don't really resist too often if you're fighting little creatures that are higher level than you are. The zone to lower Guck, Guck should be nice, okay. I have no evac spell yet. That's somebody who has a high level character. No evac spell. What in the world? I'm a werewolf, guys. I'm a werewolf. Nice. I almost forgot that people know what... Gift of Pure Thought. Look at it. So delicious. 1 slot free for group heading to Upper Guck. Alright, I guess we're following her. I don't know why I'm getting a little bit of lag. It might be the bard that's causing my computer to freak out, but it shouldn't. Because this computer is, like, amazing. Like, it's amazing compared to, like, the graphics that are required for this. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. I can't believe I'm going to lose my werewolf form, though. I just got it. What am I losing? Oh, no, that's the Bard Speed song, which is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love Bard Speed. One of the other things I like about Bards is the constant regeneration. And you know, as a cleric, we're constantly looking at people's lives. It's the one thing that is our job above anything else in the group. Now, some people will disagree and be like, you got to do a lot of things as a cleric. Well, yeah, you do, but you got to prioritize. And unless you're in a raid and you're a backup healer or something like that, you are watching people's lives. I mean, yeah, you have to do stunning, you got to do curing and all that other stuff, but the life meter is like the main attention on the screen for you. When somebody gets hit a little bit and then they sit down after the end of the fight, eventually they get hit again and they get hit a little bit more and they get a little hit more, and then I have to toss them in a heal. And it may not sound like a big deal, but anytime I have to stand up and use like a small heal on a caster rather than save up for the big heal on a tank, I've noticed that my power tends to sit around like 90 to 85%. And when I get to sit down and med through the entire fight and only really have to stand up once and cast my complete heal, I stay at close to like 95 or 100%, which is where you want your cleric for those really nasty fights. Because I've been in nasty fights where they pull, 4 mobs, sometimes even just 3 mobs will do it. But they pull, 3 or 4 mobs, and you will go through your entire thing of power. There, see, kind of lagging out there again. Anyone can invis the other. Sorry. What do they need to invis other for? I'm good. I don't need to be invis. This is an easy zone to kind of run through for the most part. Let's make sure everybody is with us. We don't want to leave anybody behind. But that's one of the big things that I would say I definitely appreciated back in the day when I first started, is when people would be in like small groups like this. And this is right around the range where people would be going to areas that they've never been to before. You definitely want to move as a group because you just don't know, for one, who knows the way, and 2, you're kind of a low-level group at the moment. And even at higher-level groups, you might run into this, a little bit here and there, is people will get attacked. And you can easily kill a mob that is around your level in a group of 6 people if you got the right classes. However, if you are alone and you happen to get attacked by a mob that's, around your level, and you're the wrong class, say a cleric or a wizard, and you just don't have the right spells up, because the spells you'll use when you're soloing tend to be a little different, if not completely different, from those that you will use in a group for the most part. For me, as a cleric, I will tend to have my heal spells up and my buff spells, and then a few of my like evac, like the gate and root for rooting the mobs, things of that sort. I have my divine aura up so that I can take hits, although I never really use it as much as I definitely should. But yeah, it's different. Like if I'm gonna go soloing, I need to have a direct damage spell up. I like to have a stun as well, just in case I get overwhelmed. I can at least stun one of the mobs and then kind of switch over and root the other one. It gives me a couple seconds to just get my bearings. Also, it allows me to stun a mob if they're about to heal themselves, which is a big thing if you're fighting it by yourself. So you try to do a little bit of a different kind of spell list. So if you're running to a certain zone and you didn't change your spell list up, then you get attacked by yourself, it's going to be an issue. But the main thing is it's just people getting lost and just not feeling like they're part of the group. If everybody's just like, I'm going to run and go do this, and then you get lost and you're like, I have no idea where I'm at, I'm dying here, and then they're like, well, we'll meet you over in, you know, whatever zone when you get your body back. It's just like, oh, great, thanks a lot for nothing, guys, right? So moving as a group really kind of brings the group together and shows, for one, for me anyways in the past, that the group's going to last. If you have people who go their own direction, the group normally will break up pretty easily because it just doesn't have the cohesive group to it. You know, that mesh, that glue that's going to hold it together after somebody dies. And that seems to be the biggest thing at a lower level. If somebody dies in your group, will they keep going? Will they be part of the group any longer? Will they leave and be like, oh, guys, I got to go, blah, blah, blah. You will see it constantly at lower levels. Higher levels, not so much. Higher levels, people have learned their lesson that it takes longer to get a group going than it does to, you know, just get back to your corpse and get going again, you know? Anyone kill Frog and Guck yet with this character? I have not yet. So we might not be aggro there. Why am I so slow? Probably overweight. But yeah, it's a great zone though. Upper Guck is nice. You get the dungeon experience. I don't know what the experience bonus is in that one, but it's definitely worth getting. Also, you get some fairly decent loot depending on where you're camping. And we're probably going to go to the Sith room or the Scythe room or whatever you want to call that one room that we've gone to before with some of our other characters. And some of you might be, she tried to go underneath that one. That one fools you guys. It makes it look like you can go underneath it. And the real answer to that one is no, you cannot. There's also a few trees here on the side where you're like, oh, I can just go around to the left. And again, the answer to that would be no, you can't. It's a little bit too high up, and the invisible wall is still there. Hug zone left. Oh, we left somebody behind. Oh, not a good thing, guys. I'm going to go ahead and wait for him. Make sure we get everybody with us. And we got a 6th person with us, too, so this is going to be really good. Although I might go ahead and just end the episode here once we get to the zone and start the next one there. That way we'll have a full group. We'll be in the zone. And I'm going to see if I can figure out what is causing this little hiccup on my screen when I don't know, when the Bard is there, I guess, maybe is the issue. Here we go. They didn't actually attack me, so we still have a pretty decent faction. We'll go ahead and zone in, and I'll show you guys the entrance, and then I think we're going to go ahead and end this episode here, which is mainly just been me running over to Oasis to look for a group and finding maybe a better one. We'll see if this one lasts or if it breaks up fairly easy. I've had both in the past. I'm kind of hoping that it stays. I'm kind of hoping that we do really well, but I think it's going to have a great dependence on whether I can pull this zone efficiently or not. And I don't know on that one, guys. Never pull the monk here, so we'll see. Again, I want to thank you all for watching. If you do enjoy the videos, definitely hit that like button, and I will catch you all next time. Hey guys, and welcome to the disembodied voice of AC Gamer. We are definitely going to be doing a lot more series in the future, but here are a few of them that you guys might find interesting. Of course, you're more than welcome to check them out. I would love to hear your comments. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It's definitely the indicator that I use to tell if you guys want to see more videos like that, of that particular game style, of that series in the long run. So when you guys leave comments down, it helps me decide whether we should keep doing it, as well as whether you want to see games like that in the future. And here are a few of them right here. I kind of picked out a few of different genres. We will be doing spotlights for other YouTubers in the future. So if you want to get a little shout out, definitely let me know. If you group with me, chances are you will get a shout out in here eventually. But for now, these are just 4 series that I have that I feel like could use a little bit more attention and that you guys might actually enjoy as well. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will definitely catch you all next time.